Well, in a couple minutes, you will get to hear the seniors speak and tell you what they think is the most important thing to communicate to you as they leave. I first had the pleasure of teaching the seniors when they were freshmen. That was back when Brian had a little potbelly, and when Gabe had if you know the senior class at all, you know that they are characterized by self-control, silent attentiveness, unified decision-making, and timely completion of all their duties, down to the smallest detail. Oh, sorry, wrong speech. Okay, as I was saying, if you know the seniors at all, you know that they are not just classmates, but friends. You've seen how much they enjoy life together. Webster says that a friend is one who is attached to another by affection, one who entertains for another sentiments of esteem, respect, and affection, which lead him to desire his company, to seek to promote his happiness and prosperity. And I have been blessed to be able to be a part of and observe their friendship together, and I think the rest of you have experienced that as well. The seniors truly do have an affection for each other. They enjoy being together. There's really no in-group, there's no out-group. And the result is that this creates an environment that is joyful and one where learning is not a struggle, but is something that they can do together. They also demonstrate esteem and respect for each other, as Webster defines. They value what each person has to offer. If you know the seniors, you know that there are a lot of differences from one individual to another individual. From Will's crazy screaming down the soccer field to Nick's everything has to be just perfect. And yet, they value each attribute of each other and esteem and respect each other. I think that's a good lesson for all of us. Because what do we tend to do? We tend to look at ourselves, see how much we value everything about ourselves, and then judge others when they're not like us. And the friendship that the seniors have grows out of a humility of being able to not really think of themselves so much and value what the rest of their classmates have to offer. All of this leads, as Webster points out, to seeking the happiness and the success of each other. And of course, there is good-natured ribbing constantly happening in the senior class, as, for example, when Levi came singing and dancing into classroom, only to fall flat on his face, possibly break a bone in his foot, and go into shock with a gray face. It took about 10 minutes before anyone expressed concern, because they had to get over the laughter. And yet, they do care for each other. They look out for one another and desire each other's success. And what's the result? The result is a lot of laughter. Because when each person is looking out for the happiness of the other, there's a lot of happiness. But besides laughter, I think there's two important reasons why friendship is so valuable and why all of us can learn a lot from the senior class in this. First, because God made us to live in community. He didn't make us to seek Him in isolation, absent from everyone else. He called us to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, a community. And so, our relationship with God is one that we share with those around us, and that should create bonds of friendship. Second, human friendship is a reflection of God's own character. Jesus is called the friend of sinners. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times." And Jesus has done that for us. If we're covered by His blood, then He loves us permanently and steadfastly. And so it is now our responsibility to reflect His friendship towards those around us. And the seniors have done that through their sacrifice and affection for one another. So the seniors will have many different topics to present to you, and I hope you listen carefully to what they have to say. But I hope you also learn the lesson that they present to you just by the way they live before they even have to open their mouths. If you look at yourself or your own class and think, wow, I kind of wish that we had what the seniors got, this friendship and love and joy together, then pray and ask Christ to develop in you a respect, an esteem, an affection for your classmates, and a humility that allows you to think less about yourself and more about those around you. And then perhaps God will grant you the same joy that you see in the senior class. So, now it's the seniors' turn to speak to you. Johanna?